So something was really bothering me with this latest update for SAOIF. Um, I kind of brushed it off at first, not in the video that I did, but just in general, I kind of just brushed it off. And the more that I left it alone, the more it started to bother me. Okay, so we're going to talk about that today. And before I start, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. And I just want to give you fair warning that this is not going to be a happy video. I'm not gonna be ranting, but we're gonna be talking about what's really bothering me with this latest update and the way that the game looks like it's going moving forward. And I don't know if I can support this anymore. So let's talk about this, guys. All right. So if you don't know, if you're catching this channel for the first time, or you're catching the video, this is your first video on the channel, whatever, then you don't know my feelings about SAOIF. Okay, I like the game. I do. I want it to be better than what it is, and I've constantly pushed for that. Constantly pushing for the game to be better than what it is, and they've made adjustments, they've made the game better, they've made improvements here and there, but I feel like every time they take a step forward, it's like 3 steps back instead of 2. I mean, you never want to take more steps back than you do forward anyways, but I don't know, it's just it's best to just kind of explain the situation, and that way you guys understand. So okay, this is what's going on right now. We have a new trader coming up. Okay, there's a new trader coming up, and the reason why it bothers me. This is the reason why it bothers me. First things first. Okay, I just want to let you guys know a couple things that they've done in the game, or that have made improvements. If you are new to the channel, whatever, like the inclusion of rare weapons is a good thing for the game. The way that it's handled, not so good. The reason why it's not so good is because it takes an egregious amount of grinding to be able to get the item, to be able to get 2 of the items that you're required to craft the rare weapon for with. And the problem is that the drop rate for those rare items for the rare weapon is so astronomically low that there's been cases of people grinding that one boss, which is the floor 13 boss, 2,000-3,000 times. I'm not even exaggerating. I wish I was. Not exaggerating. Okay. They did say that it would be the hardest thing to obtain in the game, but they didn't say for how long. And this is why I'm getting into this is why we're talking about the topic that we're talking about right now. Because now that the rare weapons have been out since floor 13, we're on floor 14 now, and it took about 3 months for floor 14 to drop, and now we've been say like 3 weeks into floor 14. So almost 4 months since the inclusion of the rare weapons. Okay, so with that being said, 4 months later, rare weapons are still rare because you don't see a lot of people who have them. Only the people who actually did the grind for them have them, and on top of that, you have to be level 101 to be able to use them. So if you're under level 101 but you have the items, you can't use them anyways, even if you craft them. Okay, so that's kind of how the game played it off, as kind of like a little balance. Not really balance, but I mean, if you're gonna have a rare weapon like that, I understand the level requirement. I get it, but it's just so hard to level up. I mean, it takes a very, very long time to level up in this game. If you're brand new to this game, fair warning, it takes a long time to level up in this game once you pass about level 75. Okay, so we know through data mining, before I go into that, we know through data mining that there will be a new purchase pack. Okay, there will be a new purchase pack coming up in here. And the purchase pack will give us a monthly buff, a month-long buff that will have double XP. Okay, and it will have, what is it? So it'll be double XP, and it'll be, I don't remember what the other buff is. Oh, double drop rate. Okay, double XP and double drop rate for a month. We don't know how much it's going to cost. Most likely it'll cost the same amount as this, $8 a month. Okay, right now the pack is not here, so it's not anything to look at or notice. But we do know it's coming. And so the reason why that's relevant to know is because of the way that they have everything set up now. Okay, so I just talked about the rare weapons. I just talked about a new trader that's coming. I talked about the inclusion of a monthly buff pack that's coming. And the reason why all of that bothers me is I've already expressed my feelings regarding the monthly buff pack. I've told you guys don't buy it once it drops, because then you're encouraging these type of practices. And that's coming from a person who said I would be okay with them having like a monthly type of pack for us to buy, but for Arcana gems, not a monthly pack for like extra buffs or whatever. Okay, and the reason why I said for Arcana gems, which there is kind of like, that is kind of like a monthly pack, is the monthly pack that they have for $8. And that's not a bad buy, because you get 3,000 gems for $8. That's actually a good deal. You just have to, you know, log in for a month. But the reason why the buff pack is bad is because it encourages that kind of practices from a company like this. And they're going to be using that to their favor. They've already started to, because we just had a Yuki event that just went away that gave us a little taste of that monthly buff, but it only lasted for an hour. Oh no, was it an hour or 30 minutes? No, it was 30 minutes. It was half an hour. It's 30 minutes. So basically the item dropped from the Yuki event. You can only get one per day, and it went away after that day. And it gave you a choice. Did you want double XP or did you want double drop rate? So it didn't give you both. It gave you one or the other. So they already started doing that, and that's gone. But now that that's gone, everybody's who enjoyed that is probably like, oh, well, I want the double XP by that. So that's why I'm like, they're starting to bait us. That's what they're doing right now, is they're baiting us. So now with the whole thing with the rare weapons, this is what really started to bother me. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Hunting event, return to the missing elf event. I've already said how I feel about the missing elf event returning. It's just a recycled event. Okay, that's what it is. It's a recycled event with some updates. Now, here's where it starts to bother me. We saw this right here, where it says opening July 17th. Trade medals of combat arts for special items. It's a permanent lineup, meaning that it's going to be in the game and it's going to be there forever. And it says here the trade limit will reset once a month. Okay, the reason why that's important. Okay, the reason why that's important, and the reason why it's important to remember what I just said with the monthly pack is because, again, they're using this as a bait. So rare weapons were super hard to get before. They gave us a free half-beast armament stone from a prior event. And I had made a mistake. I thought they gave us two. No, they gave us one prior. And so now this showed up in the last event, which was the pirate one. And everyone was like, where's the pirate trader? So we got the medal of combat arts, which it looks like we're going to be, it's a new currency that we're going to be able to grind throughout the month and use to buy half beast armament stones. And I mentioned that now they're making rare weapons easier, and a lot of you guys are like, well, no, they're not making it easier because you got to still grind and save, but that's still easier. Because all it is they're throwing the medals of combat into the weekly events that they put out, which is a lot easier to grind than the quest board over and over and over, because you get so tired of running the quest board. So here's my problem with this. Now it's going to be easier for everybody, because in 2 months you can get yourself a rare weapon at this point. In 2 months, you have yourself a rare weapon. That's excluding if you're grinding on the quest board on top of this, because if you're grinding on the quest board on top of this, maybe you already have one blazing armament stone like I do, or maybe you have one half beast armament stone, so you just need one more, so maybe in less time than 2 months. But regardless, okay, this tactic that they're building up is to be aimed at people who, they're doing this, they buy the items to make the half beast armament stones or the blazing armament stones, they craft their rare weapon, and then from that point they want to use their rare weapon, right? Well, guess what? You can't if you're not level 101. So with that being said, you know, you're like, okay, well, now I need to grind out my levels, and it takes a long time to do that. Well, guess what? Here's the monthly pack that you can buy to be able to get double XP now. That's where we're getting at. That's the type of situation that this game is putting us into now. And I don't like it. It bothers me a lot. And I don't think I can support a system like that. You know, it's one thing to make it really hard and difficult to grind out for levels. It's another thing to make it difficult to grind out for weapons. And it's an entirely other thing to make you grind for these items and make it easier for you to get them, you not be the level, and now they're going to push the monthly pack onto you to buy it. It's a very predatory technique. Companies do this all the time, and it's not a good thing. The way that this game is headed at this point, I can't support spending the money in this game. I haven't in a good while, because I know where the game's headed. So, I mean, I'm not telling you guys to stop playing the game. I'm not telling you guys that at all, because I still like the game as the game. Like, take all the predatory techniques out of it, take away the Arcana gems and all that stuff. As the game plays, it's a very clean game as far as the combat system goes. It's very smooth. I mean, if you don't have problems with your phone and everything like that, for the most part, it's a very enjoyable game. But when it comes to the monetization aspect of this game, it's very, very, very dirty. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I don't like what I see, what's moving forward on this. And I hope that you guys don't give in to what's to come. I really hope that you don't, because then that's just going to say that it's okay for them to continuously do stuff like this. Because then what's next? A new monthly pack that now instead of spending $8, you spend $16, and it gives you 3 times XP boost, 3 times drop rate. Or, you know, or then another one at instead of $16, you know, $24, and you get 4 times XP boost. Like, where does it stop? That's the thing, is like, where do we draw the line? And we as players need to draw that line, because the company's not going to. They're going to continuously, you know, do everything they can to make the money off of us, because nobody is saying stop. So with that, guys, without this being an overly long video, I just wanted to talk about what's really bothering me about this game at this point in time. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about this moving forward. Let me know how you feel knowing what we know is coming. If it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother you. All right, that's cool. But I just thought I'd share my opinions on this, and I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You guys have yourself a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.